Welcome back to my channel. This is Dika from Dika's Adventures. You'll see my wonderful haircut coming up for the spring here. I'll be on the water shortly, and I'll be posting some videos of me on the water. I'll be shying away from all these reviews that I'm doing inside of my house. Today I'm going to talk about early spring lures to catch bass. It's also called pre-spawn. There's a million videos out there. I'm just going to run through this really quick. I'm going to try to touch on what I use and why I use it and how I use it. And hopefully it's a little different than someone else's because there's a million videos on YouTube for it. And hopefully you can pick up something, learn something, and get some fish in the boat. All right. Before I start, thank you. If you have subscribed, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. But if you haven't, please hit the subscribe button. I think there's one in the corner. It's either down here or over here. I'm not really sure where it is. I think it's down here, down there. But anyway, hit the subscribe button. It really helps me out a lot. My channel can't grow without your help, and I appreciate any feedback or support or anything. I'm really appreciative of it. And if you have subscribed, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. All right, moving on. So early spring, I'm in New England here, so after the ice melts, the water is going to be 40, 45, 50. That's the best time to throw a jerkbait, in my opinion. You can use a jerkbait year-round, and I know people who do use a jerkbait year-round, and these are the jerkbaits that I use. So I am very partial to Lucky Craft and the pointer. This one's called a flash pointer. I'm not sure the color. I think it's called Nahiki or something like that. This is a flash pointer. This is a pointer 97. I really like this one. These are all suspending jerkbaits. And I use this one a lot. This is by a company called Live Target. I think they're really good. Now, if you've never fished a jerkbait, it's not like a crankbait, even though it has that lip in the front. It's not just a straight retrieve. You really have to work it. If you ever watched a video of KVD, he really rips it. So you gotta reel it a little bit, and then you have to rip it. You gotta rip it like 3-4 times, and ideally you want that to go all over the place, bounce back and forth, and get that flash and alert that bass, and then it's just gonna hang there for a little bit, and then it will slowly go down, and then you'll rip it a couple more times. You want a lot of movement, and you really can't rip it too hard. I mean, you really have to move it. If you've seen any videos of people working crankbaits, they really got to move it. So early spring, pre-spawn, when the water temps are between 40 and 50, you can't go wrong with a jerkbait. And don't get frustrated if you're new to jerkbaits, because when I first started, I hated them. Now I love them. I love them for that first bite when you get in there, especially when we have the ice here, and then the ice goes away. Another one that I use also in the same water temps, stick myself here, is I'm also partial to Lucky Craft on this one. It's called the LV100. It's a lipless crankbait. Right there. Now these have a fairly loud knocker in them, and I love them. I mean, I love them so much that I have a million of them in every different color, and that's the only lipless crankbait that I use. Only one. Look, they're all stuck together here in my box here, but look, they're all LV100s, every single one of them. I got it in probably every color that you can think of. Look at, they're all stuck together. But anyway, look, so there's that Nahiki color. This is a gold color. That's I don't know what that is, but you can see there's a lot of BBs in there. Look, there's a craw one over there. Look, here's one that's not stuck to each other. I just pulled them apart for this video, and then they're all stuck together again. The colors that I like, I'm not saying I don't use all the colors, but I like the golds, I like the reds, and I love this color with that red face on it. As you can see, I had a jerkbait by Lucky Craft in that exact same color. It kills it. I don't know why. I don't know if it's the flash. I don't know what it is. So to fish a lipless crankbait, you fish it very, very similar to a jerkbait. Now you can do a straight retrieve on it, and that's fine, but that's not how I fish it. I like to let it go down in the grass, because the grass is just starting to sprout up, so to speak. You can, especially if you're in shallow water, I'm talking 5 feet or less, That's shallow around here. You'll see the grass start to peak up, so you want to let it go down in that grass, then you want to rip it out of that grass. It's going to come up real quick, and then a lot of times those bass are going to hit it on the fall, because the bass will be in the grass or the cover or whatnot, and you'll rip it right past them, and they'll see it go up, and then you just let it go and let it fall back down, and then they're going to nail it. So that's how I fish that. Also, square bills. You can't go wrong with square bills. I completely change the color when I go to square bills, though. I do anything that mimics a bluegill. I don't know what company makes that. I want to say it's like Big Daddy or something. This is a good one. This is a favorite of mine. I have multiples of these. This is made by a company called River to Sea. And these are relatively silent. They have... Look how sticky those hooks are. I can't even get them off me. This is a favorite. River to Sea. I think it's called a Big Poppy or something. Biggie Papa. That's what it's called. I don't know if you can see that. See that? Biggie Papa. This is a favorite. This one's brand new. I just bought this one. I've got a couple that are all banged up. If they're hitting at it, and maybe it's too much action, everyone knows me that I love flat-sided crankbaits. Love them, especially when it starts to get tough, when that water's like 50 degrees or maybe even a little bit, and you think that the square bill bite is on. So I've done a couple videos on forgotten crankbaits, and this was one of them. Storm lightning shad, absolutely love it. You know, anything that imitates that bluegill. This is also another favorite, Storm. I should probably do a review on this one. This is also a forgotten crankbait. It's called the Thin Fin. I think it came out in the 80s. But it's a gem. It's a gem. It's just got that little wobble, very similar to a lipless crankbait, but it just comes through the water column good. Right, so that's what I got for cranks. Those are easy. Now, also, the other thing that I use, excuse me, I just have these boxes here that I use and I absolutely love, is jigs. I don't know if other people use jigs in the springtime. I do it when the vegetation is just starting to come up, and I'll bounce it in and out of there. Rocks, brush piles, laydowns, any type of structure I can find. A jig is really, really good. A jig's really good if you want to pick something apart. Like if there's a tree laying there and you want to just fish every section of it, and you really want to pick that apart, or you know that there's fish there, or you think that there's fish there, a jig is a very good tool. I myself, I am partial to browns and black and blue. I always go back to black and blue all year round for all scenarios. Now, there's people that just use black and blue on a stormy, overcast day. I'll use it if it's a bluebird sky. I love black and blue, and it always works for me. I don't, so this is a brown one. Let's see. This is a black and blue right here. You want to put a trailer on it. You want to put something that's going to simulate a crawfish, because right around this time, early spring, the crawfish are coming out, and the bass are going to be feeding on this. And this isn't going to be high in the water column. It's going to be low. So you want something with a little tail on it. Anything will do, I think. I use a 5-inch grub with the tail. I'll show you what I use. Give you an idea. So, that's what I do. Show you the other colors of jigs I have. I stick with browns and purples. Okay, here's another one there. There's another one here. This is it's like a brown with purple and blue. I got the same trailer on it, exact same trailer on it. Here's another little color, but you can use this is just what I have confidence in. I've always stuck with these darker colors. There's another one right there. It's good. Throw all these back in here. So I'll show you what I use for trailers for these. Real easy. It's a Yamamoto 5-inch. It's called the DT grub. That's what I use. And I think 20 come in a pack. Yeah, 20 come in a pack. It's probably $8 for the whole pack. But it's I think it's a great trailer. It's really durable. It's high salt. And I like that it really has no front or back to it. So you can just slide it on there and there's never an issue with it. Never. And then my go-to springtime bait that I don't know if anyone else uses. I know people use them in the summer, and I know people use them in the fall, but a chatterbait. I live and die by the chatterbait. I probably throw the chatterbait more often than anything, minus a wacky worm for a follow-up or something, or a spinnerbait. I use a spinnerbait, but not in spring. Again, I am partial to the black and the blue. I like that darkened in blade. That's just my confidence with that. Here's a white one. Sometimes I'll even take a Sharpie, and I keep a Sharpie in the boat, and kayak, excuse me, and I'll darken that in with a Sharpie. So I think my personal preference is Z-Man makes the best chatterbait. Now they probably have about 5 or 6 different models. They have one called the Project Z. I believe that's this one. It's a white one. I think this is a Project Z right here. Then there's a couple of different models. I like the one called the Jackhammer. Now, the Project Z is $8. The Jackhammer is $20. So, before the Jackhammer came out, I just used the Project Z, and I was fine with it. It's a little bit bigger profile, and it has a little bit wider wobble compared to the. So you can see them side by side. I don't trim anything on the skirt, and I put a trailer on these also. The Jackhammers, they're made by Brett Height, I think that's his name, Hyte. He's the chatterbait champion of the world, so to speak. But I really like them. They're really durable. The head, as you can see, it's all banged up here. And I put, for a trailer on all of them, it's a Kitech Easy Shiner. See that? 4-inch Kitech Easy Shiner. So I have all different colors for my, now I use white chatterbaits, I use black and blue, I use browns, green pumpkin. You can never go wrong with green pumpkin. Green pumpkin's a great one. Let's see, here's another one right here. So the Kitech Easy Shiner. I think it makes a really good profile. It's just a little paddle tail. That's all it is. And you can see on this one right here. You can see it. Pull it back a little bit for you. Just makes that really good profile coming through the water. I've never had a problem with it, and it catches fish. It really hammers them. And the chatterbait is so versatile. You can really slow roll it and still get that vibration. I think the difference between the Jackhammer and the Project Z, this has a tighter wobble. It's really tight, as opposed to this has a wider wobble. But the difference in price. So this is $8, and it works. I've never had a problem with it. And then I bought one of these for $20. I said, "Oh, I'll give it a try." And I absolutely loved it. I absolutely fell in love with it. So, but I'll fish both. So, but I tend to go towards the Jackhammer. I do like it. It kills me to spend $20 on a bait, but they're very durable. That's all I got for you. So all these, the chatterbait you can use year round, but I use it in early spring, and I find that it's very, very effective. If you haven't subscribed, like I said, please subscribe. Go check out some of my other videos. I got some other fishing videos up. I do hunting videos too. I try to go to both audiences. Subscribe, please. Thank you. Any support that you've already given me, I appreciate it. And be well. I'm going to get some fishing videos out soon, and I'm eager to hit the water. I just bought a new kayak, so I'm eager to get my new rig out. All right? Be well. Tight lines. I'll talk to you later.